Hi everyone, this is Shana from Shanuki. Welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm creating a junk journal that I'll be using for myself to record my events of the year. I'm showing you the process that I use. It's from beginning to end of how I create a journal. I know there's very many different ways and methods of doing this. This is just how I've become accustomed to doing them and how I find it easiest for myself. I start by creating my signatures first. I'm selecting my colored pages from my 12-inch by 12-inch pads. I'm not very fussy with my colors. I'm not really sticking to a theme. Generally, I'm going to have the journal quite bright and colorful, so I'm not using a specific color theme. I also like to use plain papers, lined papers from notebooks, spiral books. When I rip them out of the spiral book, I quite like to leave the rough edge. I like it sticking out the top and the bottom of my journal, so I always leave that in. I've got some vellum, some coloring in pages, sort of anything that I had in my stash. Most of the journals I create are roughly an A5 size. I like to do them in the size because it's just sort of an A4 paper folded in half and it takes a lot less measuring. So you only really have to measure the 12-inch by 12-inch pages. You just cut them down, but any other pages you use from a A4 notebook or notepad, you can just fold it in half. I'm keeping all the offcuts from my 12-inch by 12-inch that I'll be using in the journal for journaling spots or around my photographs, little tags or pockets. So I'm putting all those to one side and I'll be using them later. I'm assembling my signatures. I counted 4 signatures to start off with, but then when I found the cover that I was going to use, I'm using an old cereal box. The spine of the journal was quite wide, so I ended up actually making 6 signatures, which you'll see throughout the video. I've got also whatever books, old books I have an old diary, note pages, I have an old guest book, notebook. I sort of use whatever I have. I like the variety of different pages, so I use a little bit of everything. I have 15 pages per signature, which is 60 writing sides. For the cover, I've used an old cereal box. This is my normal go-to item for my covers. I like that it has the edge, which is like a predetermined spine, so it makes it a little easier and you can work a little faster when it's sort of already in a book shape. I'm quite happy with the thickness of the cardboard for a journal cover, but if you wanted something, I suppose, that was a little bit more of a hardcover book, you could always paste 2 or 3 cereal boxes together to get more of a stiff front and back cover. For the background of my cover, I don't have any idea yet of what design I'm going to do. So I'm just going to use a very neutral plain paper. This is sort of like a brick print. It's a 12-inch by 12-inch, so I'm just sticking 2 together with double-sided tape to make it fit across the cover. I'm just going to glue that down. I just use normal craft glue. You can just you can use also tape, double-sided tape, to tape it on, but I find that tends to buckle sometimes in the gaps between where the tape isn't. So I find for myself, I like to use the craft glue. I just press it down and try to get as many of the air bubbles out as possible. When you do the inside and I cut my corners, I know there's different ways that you can fold them in. I just cut the corners off. I then paste the corners into the inside, as you can see here. And I do this because sometimes when you fold the paper over, a little gap will be there. It won't overlap quite precisely, and at least then you've got the same paper peeping through if there is a slight gap. old calendar page. I have a few of these old calendars that I tend to use the pages quite a bit for my inner covers. I quite like the look of them, and they do have some pretty colors and artwork which tend to match quite well with the journal. For the center part of the inner cover, I'm going to use this black and white doodle calendar. I chose a page that says Life's a Journey with all the doodling and some pretty flowers, but when I actually go to glue it down, I change my mind and flip it over and actually use the calendar part with the dates for the center. Once it's all glued down, I dry my covers overnight. Because the craft glue is water-based, the cardboard can tend to buckle. So when I dry it, I actually put it flat and weigh it down with some really heavy books to keep it flat while it's drying. For the cover, I just bring all my elements together to try and decide what I'm going to do. I don't have a predetermined idea just yet, so I'm just playing with the different colors and trying to see which suits better. I've got a frame that I'm going to use just to add a focal point to the cover and some cute little acetate gold foil words. I've used the word dream for this journal. And I just play around and move the elements until I get something that I like. This one took a little while to get the colors as I wanted them, but I will speed this up a little bit and play you some music while you watch it, or you could fast forward. I have machine stitched the strips of paper for my cover, and I just tape that down with double-sided tape, and that's the base of my front cover. I glue with a glue stick the frame onto the backing paper and stick down the acetate word. I'm now going to decorate the frame. I'm using strips of different colored paper in layers. For some reason, the colors weren't working for me, and this took me quite a while to get two colors that I felt happy with. I think I tried every single color in the stack of paper, but I eventually worked with a blue and a turquoise spotted color, which I then glued on top of the little looped string. The string that I've used is a Hessian string that I just loop 3 times around my finger. You may have seen this technique in my embellishment video, which you can find also on my channel on how to make quick embellishments. I will just staple that down to keep it in place. I then put the blue paper just down with double-sided tape and the little turquoise one, and then I have these cardboard stickers that I actually found in my stash that had really pretty colors, like a watercolor paint of a butterfly and 2 flowers. So I've trimmed off the white excess, which I didn't like, of the butterfly, and then I just work with the positioning and stick those down with some hot glue to secure them. After I finished the frame, I felt that it was being drowned a little bit by the colorful background. It wasn't really popping out of the page. So I used a cream colored cardstock to frame that. So I just stuck that down with some hot glue. So it was more the central element of the front cover. I had the tab with the word date that I had trimmed off the index card which I used as the backing of the frame that I wanted to use. And once I positioned that in place, I thought to maybe use a whole lot of different words and phrases that would maybe suit this journal. It's going to be about me and my family and my life. So I went into my little tub of die cuts and found all the ones that were suitable. I think I had just keep swimming, happy, this is what makes me happy, and things like that. You'll notice, and I only noticed this after I was actually editing the video, that when I start gluing down the words, I actually haven't glued the beige cardstock onto the cover. I later went back to try and repair this, but it was quite secure with the words that were glued down with the hot glue, so I actually just left it as is, but I did forget that step. It's also slightly off center and not quite straight, but hopefully I don't have too much OCD and it won't bug me too much. But to try and repair it, I'd have to rip all of the wording off, which they were starting to damage, and I'd have to redo the whole cover, which I didn't really want to do. So I thought it is what it is, and I just left it. My cover is now complete. I'm going to sew in the signatures. I have a pre-made template for my A5 pages that already have the measurements of where the holes are going to be pierced. I'm just going to take some time to measure where I'm going to punch the holes on the spine of my cover, because if we get these wrong, we could damage the whole spine. I used pamphlet stitch, so I need 3 holes per signature, but there are a lot of other ways that you can sew them in. There's a lot of YouTube videos that you can search for and see different methods of sewing in the signatures. I just find that pamphlet stitch is one of the easiest, and it is quite secure and holds the pages very well in the book. I clamp my pages together in each signature just to keep it secure while I'm piercing the holes and sewing it in. I just use embroidery thread. This one is a white color that I've chosen. I usually like to color coordinate it with my journal. I have a few colors and I find it easy to work with, and it is very secure to hold the signatures in place. I'm going to be documenting my use of this journal. Like I've said before, it's going to be for my personal use. So I'm going to make a habit of printing out my photos monthly and putting in some journaling about the photos, because I do find, and I'm sure most of us are like that, we take a million photos on our iPhone and then they just get saved onto a drive and we never really see them again. I have growing children with lots of things that happen in our life, and I'd like to put them somewhere where we can page through them every now and then and actually have a look at our memories. So I thought this was a good way, and it's actually a little bit of my New Year's resolution to try and document as much as I can. I will be filming it and putting it up as videos as I go along. If you'd like to subscribe, then you can enjoy the journey with me. A question I see quite often in the Facebook groups for junk journaling, people ask, what do people do first? What is the process of a junk journal? Do you decorate the signatures first and then insert them into your cover, or do you complete the book and then decorate? For this one specifically, I've left everything blank and I'm going to decorate as I go. I've made no pockets or tuck spots yet, because I thought if I have, for example, tickets from a movie that we went in that specific time, then I can create a pocket for them. I'm going to do it in date, like chronological, so the first page will be from the first day, so it'll go from January through to December. So as the days go by, I will then be adding to it. So I thought, instead of just trying to put pockets and not even knowing where I'd need one, I've left everything blank, and it's a blank canvas, and we'll start as soon as I have the first lot of photos printed. And my journal is complete. To finish it off, I'm going to be closing it off with a little elastic closure. I'm just going to make it that you can slip it on and off the journal, and I've made it elastic because I'm hoping it's going to get quite chunky, so it'll allow for the expanding journal. I'm just adding a few little beads just for some color accents and a little bit of fun. And thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed it. Please leave me any questions or any feedback in the comment section. I'd love to hear from you. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye.